We are here at Furry Fiesta 2013, and this is our third live recording. This is the first Furry Fiesta live recording that is not on fire.
Yeah!
These are our bitches.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
There it is. Okay.
Excellent.
Fuck you, Levelator. Fuck you in the eye. Handle that.
My nipples are cracky.
So, this week's topic with big honking air quotes, is addiction. Things to which you are addicted and other things like that there.
Issues you
I've
have.
kind of just stopped knowing
Yeah.
things and paying attention at this point. So, do we have discussion topics? Has anybody been doing anything interesting?
Well, we can give a con report so far.
Come on! Go for
Yes.
it. You start.
So I'm, again, this
Theo,
year...
you start.
Bastard. Again, this year I am in charge of the writing track, and I've actually only been able to attend 2 of my panels because, oh my god, on fire. But the 2 that I've been to, they both went really well. The second one went even better because it kind of was better structured. The first one was kind of all over the place, but it still went good. It still went pretty okay. I found out last night, in the last 5 minutes of our Whose Line Is It Anyway attempt, that my parents were coming into town. And so immediately afterwards I had to run home and clean everything.
No, this would have gone substantially better had you taken the car.
It's almost
Yes.
like Madagascar just shut down everything.
I just had to run. So, who wants to go next?
I am still running events here at Furry Fiesta, and I don't remember anything of the past 8 hours now. I have had 2 events so far, one of which went wonderfully well. Okay, see, the thing is, I run certain events that are here to entertain congoers, and then I run certain events that are largely here to entertain me.
Yep.
It's kind of easy to tell which one of those is which. Musical ones this morning went fantastically. We actually had, for one round, one of the biggest crowds we've ever had
Yeah.
on the stage, I think. And yeah, when you get, maybe 30 people out in the middle of a dance floor batting balloons around randomly, it doesn't
looks
stop
amazing.
being entertaining for a long, long time.
It looks amazing, especially when most of them are fursuiters.
Yeah, actually the first round was almost entirely fursuiters, wasn't it?
It was adorable.
And then for my second event, somebody scheduled me an hour and a half for a 2-hour event. Long story short, I think I had to finish the Nerf duel tournament out in the hall with rock, paper, scissors so that the dance panel could get underway.
She was not joking, by the way. I
No.
witnessed this.
Oh.
That was a thing.
Yeah. At least all the contestants agreed to it.
And at least we're not going to have to deal with this next year.
Yeah, we will have substantially more space for everything next year.
Especially since the convention is a week long next year.
Yeah, we should mention that.
No.
And that's the point at which we all killed Isty.
It's running for
And I
2
just
weeks.
kind of evaporate.
I'm
So how's your con, Ben, Isty?
You first.
So have you all been enjoying the convention?
No.
Excellent. Good. Glad to hear it.
I haven't, because I've been sick.
Aw.
I had to work yesterday, which was not fun. And then I showed up and it was like, oh, there's stuff to do. And then I did that stuff. Then we went to food. And then I started getting sick. And I got food poisoning at Whataburger. That was not cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one on Montfort.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They're
Wow.
usually
I had like
really
really
good.
nasty food poisoning. And I'm getting over that right now, and I'm sitting here in a girdle with everything pushed in, so that's helping, I swear. I'm just like, you know what I would love? A ginger ale.
So you're gonna turn into a water weasel? Just
Stabilized.
So yeah,
close everyone down.
I'm suffering for you all. I hope you love me.
Aww.
And if you don't, I'll fucking kill you.
Your suffering does nourish us.
Misty?
Shit be on fire, yo, but the good kind of fire.
Woo.
Started out with there's Bucktown. Started out with busting a chair with that great big badonkadonk. Damn, son. That
And
was
he's going to have to
fast.
get right back up in a minute.
So, trying one more time. before I was so rudely interrupted by Bucktown's ass. So,
Which famous singing celebrity has his ass become?
oh my, Dom DeLuise? Anyway.
Oh, damn, son. Oh.
So, Thursday was pretty cool. We did Whose Line Is It Anyway, which went very well, except that I learned that the 2-hour panel of Whose Line Is It Anyway really needs to be a 1-hour panel.
Yeah.
Because 2 hours of improv is a little like shoving your dick into a weed thresher.
Especially when the audience
It's painful, splatter gets everywhere, and really that's just too much.
Plus, there's the whole no decent audio equipment thing.
Yeah,
There was that.
we had 2 mics, one of which flat out didn't work, and one of which was shitty.
Yeah.
So since I had the power to project, I gave Smokey and others the mic, and I used the power of my voice, which by the end of the night sounded a little bit like this.
Yeah.
I am really glad that I have a voice back, and we'll
We-
see how long that lasts.
How long was it before we lost control of that and everyone was jumping up on stage?
Oh, what makes you think we had control of that?
As I introduce the
All of
nudge
the
game
fun.
every year, hello, my name is Halfwit Genius. This concludes the portion of the show of which I am in control.
Yes. And she's not kidding.
I've also learned that long form improv, not my forte.
Got to play one game of Werewolf in which I was killed on the first day,
Ah.
and still did a lot of good. The first day's discussion, I managed to ferret out a heretic, and the werewolves killed me on the first night, except I was the hunter, so I chose Caleb. Caleb was, of course, a werewolf. So in one day, I killed basically 2 baddies, 1 hunter. So, you know, it's like the cup with the, that's a bad reference, and I'm just
Yeah,
going
it
to keep
really
talking.
is.
Yeah.
Just kind of set it
Gloss
down and
right
walk
over
away.
that one.
Today has been all kinds of interesting. Let's look at the master list.
The master list.
The master list.
God
Look
knows.
at that.
Now, before you actually get into that, I want to go ahead and do this so it doesn't, get too cold.
Do it.
He's got a
Bucktown,
thing.
Meow.
come on up.
Okay.
Everybody throw corn at
What did you give up for Lent?
Oh, what did I give up for Lent?
Yeah.
I gave up giving up stuff for Lent.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And
Oh my.
Fried chicken and
Yeah,
purple
chicken and
drink.
fries.
We gotta
and
get a picture
purple
of this.
Oh, yeah.
Mug for the camera, sugar.
Much.
I got this
Bucktown.
big black I got.
Mug for the camera.
Bucktown happy.
I apologize if it's slightly cold. I went and got it at about 9:45.
I'm black. You think I care?
Yeah, chicken. He just
And I'm from
the
And I'm from the south.
Those are for you.
I'm from the south because
Oh, God,
I'm
you
a
want
little
Okay.
Oh my god.
Those
Double
are for
B
you.
Wolf is handing out. Is handing out. Oh,
These
yeah.
are for you.
Those are indeed mine, and those are mine too, by the way. Don't
And
worry.
these are my favorite.
Okay. Oh, Sean.
Oh wow.
No, don't give her
How
those.
appropriate. They're purple as well.
We're gonna go right to her
That's
ass.
because they're Samoas. and
Bucktown.
Oh. How'd you know?
do these come with real Girl Scouts?
Oh wow.
It really is.
No, but they're made for
I
Girl
seriously
Scouts.
got like 100 of these. Oh my god. I look so racist right
Racist like Bucktown.
Hashtag oh god why.
You are a living hashtag.
I want to eat you.
So,
now.
moving on,
Yeah.
since
Your list, sir.
believe it or not, we are already at 10 minutes. Let's see. This morning started with me getting up at entirely too early o'clock, going up for opening ceremonies, wherein I was supposed to have 5 minutes and be greeted with the Harlem Shake, wherein I could get the biggest Harlem Shake going that I've ever seen, and instead I got about 60 seconds and no Harlem Shake. I am very, very disappointed. My feelings are hurt. That puts us sad in the ISTE. So I want you. It was hurtful, but I pressed on. I did a furry common sense panel, and I had requested that someone record that, and I'm really grateful that they didn't because I did a really shitty job of it. I was not as organized as I should have been. Then I went on to Card Gaming 101, and we had a bunch of fun playing Flux, and I had fun teaching people how to play set, which involved a lot of people slamming their hands on the table, which is always a win. No.
I'm a lady, I don't Harlem shake. God damn it.
Okay.
Enough.
Quick, before it takes the picture, stop.
Anyway, so the Harlem Shake has occurred thanks to our thanks to our resident Tigga, please. But anyway, there was Card Gaming 101, and then there was I attended a writing panel, which I guess was okay. It wasn't a complete and total disaster.
Yeah.
Some people probably learned something, not me, but you know, being the famous author that I am. Sorry, got some bullshit caught in my throat. Then went on to watch the Bucktown concert, which I guess was okay. Some people probably learned something, not me being a famous author, but you know. Harder. And yeah, then Fuzzy Logic started 15 minutes late because I brought absolutely everything that was necessary except the laptop.
Whoopsie.
So we raced our asses home.
Thankfully, it gave
At
us a
warp
chance to work
speed.
with a new box.
Thankfully, Kia's vagina is incredibly fast.
Box.
It does calcify things into pearls very quickly. And we managed to get back,
I think
punch
we should-
hard, and get back to the convention at record time.
I think we should all focus on the fact that Smokey got to play with the box.
Yeah.
So many things fit my box.
Someone
Not
put
that
in your
box.
in your box. So anyway,
You have 2 little boxes. Bitch in the box.
yes, bitch in the box. Okay, so I want to volunteer to read our first email.
You with the pop.
Yay!
No,
They are
he's
right
too
here.
excited. Go sit down.
Come on to the mic.
Right here. I believe
Grab-
it's just the one page.
Yes, grab an email. Yeah, you're gonna need to.
Break
Yeah.
the magic.
Use your hands, sir. This is Fuzzy Logic. Get your fingers in deep.
Now you get to know what you all put us through by reading
Alright.
our emails.
Introduce yourself. Who are you?
My name is Sharon. It's my first con.
For your first convention total.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am so sorry.
And he
Well,
has a
welcome to
volunteer
our whatever
badge.
this is. Go ahead and read the email nice and slow because we not think too get smart.
Yeah.
Alright. Dear Buzz Logic and cast and audience, your friend Lone Tigs here. I realize this week's topic is addiction and will admit that I have an addiction to internet.
Go ahead and lean a little closer to the mic. I can
Yeah.
barely pick
We're
you
not
up.
quite getting.
It isn't really the main focus of my email this week. I actually could use a little advice for something non-topical. This situation is this. I date a really great girl. Fuck that, I date the greatest girl out there. But she has some problems at home that infuriate me. Besides her problematic boss, which is a whole other email altogether, she lives with 2 individuals who, quite frankly, both need to get slapped upside the head. These 2 individuals are a married furry couple, and they seem to treat her and the house like shit. The wife would go for days on end without bathing, make messes in the kitchen,
Let me get you to enunciate a little bit. Speak up.
leave dishes all over her living room, and rarely leaves the couch except to use the bathroom or make more of a mess. The
So
husband-
just to make sure I understand this, she doesn't bathe for days. She leaves messes everywhere. Are you sure this isn't a dog? Because that's what a dog
is
is like.
part dog, does that count?
Sure, sounds really bitchy to me. Anyway, go ahead.
The husband does work, but when he is home, has similar habits, not venturing away from the theater for more than a few minutes. I have dropped the hint a few times that she really needs to comfort them about this. They are both threatening that they are moving away to Florida when the lease expires, and my biggest fear is that they will walk off with not only a lot of property, but also a very large unpaid debt, including Social Security deposit, which they have not paid, and God only knows how much unpaid back rent. I threatened to come home and deal with the matter myself, but I think this is something that she really needs to deal with since they are her roommates. I've even tried taking the Kyo approach and suggest that she stab me in the face.
I like that approach.
But that was also met with minimal results and a disappointing lack of scar tissue. I wonder if you guys might be able to offer some better advice than I can. On a side note, regarding my schedule at work that I wrote about last time, I was given a new schedule, and yes, it was a schedule I was dreading. I have talked to the electrician who will be relieving me from this point, and we both negotiated a new calendar that accommodates both of our social obligations this year, and if approved, which I suspect it already has been, it will open me up for anything that I wanted to attend this year, including AC, RMFC, RF, and MFF.
Nice.
I
Excellent.
wish you all the best of luck with your third live recording. Warmest regards, Lone Takes.
Success Kitty is successful.
Yay! Now punch him.
So, thoughts on the roommate debacle?
Well,
Well, first you get the gasoline.
Fuzzy Logic does not necessarily condone the views of Keo Foxtrot.
Even if they're very
does
funny.
not ever condone the views of Keo Foxtrot. What are we talking
You
about?
should hug them to death.
I don't want to touch them.
Okay, considering they don't bathe for long stretches of time,
Yeah, that's a fair
Yeah, that is a
assessment.
kill.
she'll get all
fire,
sticky and she might get
but-
attached to them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Let's put it this way. I can smell her from the doorway 10 feet away.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
The
Lines of soap
messiness
leading
and
the
the moving
bathroom.
away would be very nice to address as separate problems, but it doesn't sound like these are the sort of people who can keep separate problems separate,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get anything rational out of people who don't bathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole moving away thing, they're threatening. So that's like if somebody threatens to give me $20. By the way, please feel free to threaten to give me $20.
Make sure it's counterfeit.
I'm not entirely convinced. If you can find another place to live, like especially if you're gainfully employed, I'm not
Unpaid
entirely sure
debts
that's a
were
bad
mentioned
thing.
as the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Unpaid debts.
Okay, yeah.
If they're as messy as they sound, I can pretty much guarantee you're not going to get the security deposit back.
Oh, I already know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a lost cause.
It's almost a $2,000 price tag.
Oh.
I hate to say it, but it might be time to seek legal action.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is at this point, especially
Give that
if
to
you're
me or
going to
I
be
will
on the
stab
hook for
you.
things that they have caused.
We have someone who just got Keo a ginger ale.
Yay!
Oh, thank God. Someone loves me enough not to let me die.
Yay!
Uh,
I tried
Yeah.
to get him water earlier, but all the water around here was crunchy.
I really, really hope you have good documentation. You're probably going to need to seek legal counsel at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's worth a try trying to talk to them. Maybe you'll get really lucky.
You could just drop bleach on her.
It could happen.
The plan of action is gasoline with the body in the trunk, the car into the river, which means that by the time they find the car, the body will be gone.
And then they still have the debts, though. See?
Nah, whatever, I'll write it off at that point.
Yeah, there is a point where you just kind of have to
Yeah.
say, screw the money, I just want out.
That's pretty much what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
If
No, there you go.
things go particularly badly, and for some reason you do get saddled with the debt, it is a painful, painful path to take. But if the debt is too much to overcome, bankruptcy could be an option for you. Last resort.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, yes.
Bankruptcy fucks you up real hard, but it can be a way out if there's absolutely nothing else you can do.
What is
Yeah.
it? It fucks your credit for 10 years?
7 years.
7
7?
years.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, much more, no big deal.
Oh, 7 years, that's so much better.
Better than
Okay.
10.
1 year.
So, that's basically all I've got. Any other
Yeah.
suggestions?
Without knowing more about the situation, I can't offer better advice.
Yeah.
We need you to write back in.
No. I'll write back.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point, does anyone from the audience have an email to share? Anybody want to come up and ask for advice on something? I see a hand in the back.
No, if you have something that you want to say.
Okay, just step on up.
Well, like in regards to this.
Sure, why not?
Sure, if you
Sure,
have
if you have something,
something,
just
bring
say
it
it.
up.
Just
Step forward.
Separate.
The more viewpoints, the better. Introduce yourself. Your name is?
Ralathar Renars.
Ralph Renars.
That name's really familiar.
Yeah.
This is something separate completely.
That's
Okay,
okay.
that's fine.
Lean forward a little bit.
As something that's probably a little bit common in the furry fandom, what do you do if you're like a good-hearted person that's maybe vulnerable to being taken advantage of for your good nature to help make sure that you're taken care of in a relationship?
Punch him in the neck.
No, yes. Please keep in mind the views of Keo Foxtrot are just generally a bad idea,
But humorous. and love.
but humorous and delectable,
Yeah.
like punching a delicious clown. So, okay, I don't even know why we went there. What was the question? God damn it.
How do you keep yourself from being taken advantage of in the fandom if you are a good-hearted, if you're a bleeding heart like me?
because there's a lot of them in the family.
Well, I'm not very good at that, so you guys work on it.
So you
Also-
have white knight syndrome,
Oh,
essentially.
I'm sorry, guys. Hang on, just a second. Paused. Could you turn up the gain on the
The fifth
mic a
mic.
little bit? Because everybody's coming through super quiet.
Just 18,
A little bit, just a little bit.
tiny bit.
Just
Oh,
a
so
little
this is
bit.
what happens whenever you guys say.
Yes.
Yes. Either that or someone has to go boom boom.
Or I really
Okay.
have to belch like spectacularly loudly.
And sorry, I shit my dress.
Okay, sorry. Ralpher had to go to the bathroom. Okay, so you were saying.
And now we have to have someone come in and clean it up.
Yeah. This ain't that kind of con. Yeah. So, ideas.
A white knight syndrome is really hard to get over.
Yeah.
It is.
When
Yes.
you feel like you have to help everyone, and everyone's like, oh my god, I'm dying on the street, and I'm so poor. And then you tell them to go fuck themselves and go back to their parents' house. I don't care how bad it is. Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do.
Look at the situation that you're helping and figure to yourself, if it's a first time thing, is my helping this person going to put them in a better situation permanently, or is it going to be a one-time crutch? If it's going to be a one-time crutch, that is an automatic no.
Yes.
Because that creates a pattern of behavior. Oh, this guy, he always helps me out, and they'll just keep
Yeah.
coming back.
There's
And
a
that's how you
limit.
get on staff now.
Some people are just vampires. They will take and take and take and take as long as you're willing to give. Identify your needs. Identify the things that you need from this relationship. And if you aren't getting them, you have to do what's right for yourself. Ultimately, look out for yourself. You're the only one who will.
Have you tried talking to the person? Like, serious talking?
I've gotten through a situation like this, but I'm sure there's plenty of other
Yeah.
I
I mean,
gotcha.
always make sure that you talk to the person before you
Yes.
auto quit everything. Communication tips.
Yes.
Communication.
There's
Yes,
also
communication
a
tips.
factor of, in the situation you described, are you talking about helping people that you are just getting to know, or helping people, or being the giver in a long-term relationship?
Well, helping people you just get to know is low investment and low risk, but helping somebody that you've been involved with for a while, for someone that is that involved in something, is much more difficult to just
Yeah,
not.
much more difficult to not do. At the same time, you have to look at what it's taking away from your own life. I am personally more than happy to help a lot of my friends in various different ways. At the same time, you have to look at what it's costing you, whether it's costing your own sustainability as someone who can be on the helping end, rather than the next person who has to ask for help because of this.
And whether it will actually help them in the long run.
Bingo.
Mhm.
Right. Behavior
You got it
patterns,
right.
man. It's all about behavior patterns. So, that was pretty good. Round of applause.
Alright, next email?
All right, let's get another email up here. Actually, hang on just a second. We are at about 25 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and pause for our music break, and we will be back momentarily. Who wants to read the next email? You do, right there.
Come on up, sir. They are right here.
You better work.
Oh shit, we forgot that.
What?
Well, it'll be time for the word of the week in a minute.
Oh, yes.
Eh,
Proceed.
Hello,
Yep.
you may be in.
Identify yourself, good
Introduce
sir.
yourself.
I am Wairo.
Yay.
Hello, Mario.
Warrior, like Warriors Warrens?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I did that for a while.
Yes, I remember it.
About 166 episodes.
Yeah. This man was a podcaster.
Yeah.
And it never really, the pain never really goes away, does it?
No, it doesn't. Oh God. Yes, I've been to every Furry Fiesta except for last year.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, last year wasn't as good as the three before, so. Because it was, I was in
I am
charge.
so happy to be here.
Well, we're so happy you're here.
Very good.
Now read someone's pain.
Reading. Dear vocal abnormality, rat thing, poof tail, and normal. Provided
Keep your face.
The expression.
Facial expression, finally.
It's bullshit. I quit.
You can't quit, doors are locked.
Provided that the, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Provided that the parts for my car came in time for me to install them, oil pan, starter, water pump, and power steering pump replacement due to curbs, I should be here, watching you all. You best be afraid.
Raise your hand.
Stares through the gas mask at you.
Oh, girl.
You should be afraid.
That's a death
You
stare.
sit right there. No, I don't want to be in the middle of this.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking terrified.
You're gonna
Please
kill
continue.
you above
Okay.
and you're
Before I
dead.
get started,
Yeah.
I had a topic suggestion: habits and/or superstitions. I think this would get some interesting feedback. Anyways, on to the topic. Addictions. I have a few normal ones, and one or two that make most people would. For example, I have days where it is a superhuman feat to set the Xbox controller down and go to work.
Yeah.
Or days when Doctor Who demands that I be played on my laptop for hours on end.
Yeah.
Also soda, enough said. Of course, those are pretty vanilla. My main strange addiction would have to be my inability to go more than a few days without taking something complex apart. By that I mean various car parts, electronics, or heavy machinery. I don't do so to repair them or for any reason other than to find out how it works.
Do you at least fix them later?
Yeah, no, I've completely disassembled my car before. And put it back
Well,
together.
that's comforting.
Hey, I know how it all goes back together.
That's
good.
Excellent. A valuable skill.
Some good has come out of this. Fixing large aircraft engines is my job. And
Wow.
if I really went at it, I'd get my car's engine torn down and put back together correctly. Without the manual, I've done it so much, with exceptions to transmissions. More on that later. This has gotten me in trouble a few times, as I had to call into work because I wasn't able to put my alternator back together. It needed a specialty tool.
Did you disassemble your car again? No. Well then, I
That I'm
disassembled
still
your
in
car.
trouble for taking apart my parents' washing machine.
Oh my.
Addictions can help you quite a bit if you know how to use them, i.e. I was able to break my addiction to smoking thanks to my addiction to cooking and food. I realized that
There you go.
smoking was affecting my sense of taste and used that as a motivation to quit.
We can't help you there. We have no taste.
I'm addicted to food too. I eat it like 3 times a day.
Well, I'm addicted to unconsciousness, like every day
I
for
know,
like 8 hours.
8 hours. God.
So I can drop out.
What's in 8 hours?
Oh yeah. It's this thing where you slumber and your eyes move a lot and get rest.
Oh, I only used to do that for like 2 hours.
Insomnia.
That explains a lot, actually.
My brain's
Now
dying.
for my weekly PSA. If you don't know what you're doing, stop. Insert squealing tire sound here.
Okay, well, if you said so, let's just stop.
Not knowing what you're doing is stupid. Not getting help for the sake of pride, in this case, is dangerous and potentially harmful. Example, I foolishly decided to take apart the transmission on my car one day. Manual, thank God, or it would have been so much more expensive.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, a transmission is nothing but a box containing a clusterfuck of gears and a gear changing mechanism that is directly connected to the engine.
So it's like Kio's vagina.
Extremely complicated.
Yes.
Only after completely dismantling said transmission did I realize that I didn't know how it went back together. One tow track and a $1,200 car repair bill later, over the span of 2 weeks, I got my car back. An expensive lesson, but one I'll never make again. So remember, following on, not knowing what needs to be done can cause possible financial, physical, and or emotional harm. Never be afraid to ask questions. This has been your weekly PSA.
Yay.
From Mechanic Whiskey from Tulsa, Ryan Ricarta. Sent from my autocorrecting piece of shit iPhone. P.S. Isty, could you post a list of the music break songs from time to time where you weren't putting the title in the show notes?
No, because I don't remember them.
There were quite a few that I liked but couldn't get. Thanks.
I will, however, post a list of all the stuff I've downloaded, and you can figure it out.
So do we have another audience comment, question, quement?
Even if you just want to comment on what was just said.
We have a hand
We
in
have
the
a hand.
air.
Yay.
Now wave it like you just don't care and come on up here.
Oh, we didn't mean the hand type.
Hi. Hi. Come up and talk with your word mouth. Use your word mouth to say your names.
Hello.
Closer. Should it be this close?
Yes.
That'll
Yes.
work.
No. Back away. Take 3 steps
Turn
back.
around. Bend over.
Turn around. Bend over. Back up like a fox. There you go. Okay. Oh God, it's coming right for me. It's like 2 hogs fighting over a milk dud. Now lean in and enunciate.
Okay. This is good.
That's good.
Okay.
What would you nicely?
So recently.
Actually, back just a little bit.
So recently, I've kind of been in like a little like comment-heavy situation, and not to like bring up like any kind of like personal information or names of anybody, so I'm not gonna like mention any of that. But the question that kind of arrived when I was thinking about this was, essentially the problem was this: somebody that I've been giving some rides to and from his house to various permits and things like that, guy was getting really pissed off at me. Because on this one particular day we had to leave early because I had a meeting to go to. He was like really upset about that, and in the end he called me selfish for this, and I won't like I'm trying to move past this, but the question I'm trying to ask is, when I brought this up to him and a couple of other people, some of them wouldn't actually honestly address the question of if I was ever being selfish around them or anything like that. One of them said, I can't honestly answer that question because you are also my ride, and if I piss you off, you might not take me anywhere, which I wouldn't for him. But this is kind of a question of when you want people to honestly like criticize you and like address problems if you're like you're selfish or you're greedy or whatever, how can you get them to do that?
Well, first off, they're selfish and greedy, by the way, because I'm sorry, if you're giving people rides, they're on your fucking schedule, and if they have a problem with that, that's their own damn fault.
It's time
They
to
can
get a new
walk.
ride.
Yeah, unless they are giving you something in trade for this so that you specifically have that as your schedule, then they are being selfish and kind of horrible about it.
And even then,
And
you're
even
paying
then,
money.
they have to accept that you have a life.
Yeah, there's situations, and working with people that are like, oh well, I don't want you to. That is such a selfish bitch. I'm sorry, because you don't go, oh well, I'm not going to tell you my honest opinion because it's going to hurt your feelings. Like that just answered my fucking question.
A real friend will be able to tell. Okay. I have a standing philosophy on this.
Knives.
Yes, knives too. An acquaintance will tell you what they want to say. A friend will tell you what you want to hear. A real friend will tell you what you need to know.
And do
It
so in
sounds
such a
like
way
you-
that doesn't come across as insulting.
Ideally.
Sometimes there isn't a way that doesn't come
Yeah,
across as
sometimes
insulting.
that's not on the menu sometimes, but it's also important to recognize when it is, and it's just not as easy as all that.
Yeah.
The point is, it sounds like you have friends. It doesn't sound like they're good friends, but they're friends. Because they're telling you what they think you want to hear.
Or they are good friends, and they're just they acknowledge the fact that there's a possibility that they could lose their ride, and that at that point you fall onto.
Yeah, but at the same time, it sounds like they're making the fact that they might lose their ride more important than what you need to know.
Yeah.
Now, there is another question. Are these mutual friends?
Yes, like.
Bam, there it is.
Well, okay, yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, they don't hang out with each other either because I'm their ride. Like, if it wasn't for me, they would never hang out with themselves.
I hang out with myself all the time.
I'm sure
I mean, I don't
you
like that
do.
guy, but you know.
You're not selfish. I'm sorry. You are not at all. Because if someone's if you're gonna give people rides, then they're in your fucking schedule. I'm sorry. Like, if they have a problem with it, then get a fucking car.
Yes, be not to douche canoe says.
Exactly.
Unfortunately,
Thank you.
when you're asking someone for their honest opinion, there is no way you can guarantee they're not going to pull a punch because of their own interests.
Yep.
So
It depends on exactly what kind of person you're facing and how close and how real a friend they are.
I believe we lost Bucktown. There we go.
he died.
Too many.
Welcome back.
No, that's just the fact.
Pay attention while in class, please.
And spit that gun.
So shall we go on to our next email?
Yes.
I believe so.
The lady in the back had her hand up first. Yes. Yes, right there.
Do your thing, girl.
Oh, would you hand me the little red thing? Yeah.
And you are?
I'm Lakra. This is my second time at Furry Fiesta.
Yay!
So, this is pet warning. This is ramble-tastic.
Oh,
No,
goodness.
no,
We'll
no.
edit that.
We'll edit that part out. We don't
Yeah.
announce listeners' email addresses. That's terrible.
No, sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Hello, Isty,
What?
Halfwit, Fudbeast, and Princess Keo. And the hilarious soundboard.
Oh, wait, I said I was going to do this.
Pets.
Yeah.
That's the first time it's happened so far.
Yeah,
Well, first time so far.
That's what I said so far.
sorry.
I've had a few in my life, and have been a pet myself almost non-stop on SL. Best life ever. The life of a pet, I mean. I have mostly had cats in my life and one dog, and lots of sushi. I mean fish. Are those pets are your core? I really want a fox as a pet. They are so pretty and adorable and are like the perfect cross between a dog and a cat. And I have researched them a lot. And thanks to furries like Fox and Weasel, I don't know how that's pronounced, who show off their fabulous pet foxes like the adorable Ron Ron. I don't care what kind I get, though I love red foxes and things. Now, tell us about your podcast, Ask Pet Smokey. Your fox who loves you, close to pet foxes, remove fox.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look. So I will create a summary real quick.
Summary mode.
Tell us. Okay, I'm looking right at it, and it still doesn't make sense.
Tell us about your pets, I think it was.
I don't care what kind I get, though. I love red foxes and fennecs. Now, oh,
Missing punctuation.
okay. Things have become clearer. Begins with, hello, Isty, Havoc, Fuckbeast, and Princess Keo. Notice any omissions? And it ends with, tell us about your podcast, pet, Smokey. So you were apparently the podcast pet.
Well, he is small enough.
Yeah, we could put him in a cage and just watch him go up to one of the little sippy bottles and go,
Don't mind the arsenic.
poke him every once in a while and go, there you go.
Stop pressing that.
So, Smokey is about, I'd say 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
He is made entirely of sulfur. He is roughly shaped into the Statue of Liberty. His ass goes on tour and pillages and loots like a Viking. With his mouth, which is actually his, your butt mouth is your, anyway.
You go, Beaver, you go.
He is secretly a devout vegan, except for all of the beef. And he is, he recently ingested a lot of horns, which is why he can do his, there you go.
And that's why you don't let Kisty write your
And
staff
that's-
bio.
And that's his OkCupid profile.
Hey, you laugh. Okay, nobody here, actually I don't know, raise your hand if you've been here since Furry Fiesta the first. Okay, some of you may remember Foxes Rock You from the first year. How his persona was like actually 5 little non-anthro foxes. Yeah, that was me, because he didn't give us a bio, so I just made one up for him, and that became his character. So,
Unless you want to wind up as a 99-year-old hermaphroditic lizard tar.
no, I made Panther a 98-year-old hermaphroditic lizard tar who liked to do the hammer slide with Godzilla, because he didn't get me a staff bio.
That would be awesome.
Saxophone,
It was.
Volkswagen,
Get
and
that to
Digest.
happen.
It was. So yeah, so there's the news about our podcast. But did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered everything pretty well.
No, well, yeah, I do like to
I
cover
wouldn't want to be
everything.
covered by SD.
Being made of sulfur does mean I do explode into flame quite often.
Yeah.
Like today and yesterday.
There you go.
And the day before.
I burst into flames too.
So,
You're always on fire.
I know.
well, yeah, he's flaming in general.
Bam.
So,
Flaming.
shall we get our next email read? Because believe it or not, we still have 3 left to go. We're halfway through.
Hands.
All sorts of hands.
You, sir.
There we go.
Step
Short
forward,
one.
retrieve your email. Oh, this is a fun one. You're gonna like this one. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Chris Holm. This is my second Furry Fiesta.
Excellent.
Well, after you read this, it might be your last.
Addictive Live. Hello, Fuzzy. It's Ding, and hello, random people in the room. All right, it's time to tell you my addictions. Well, here go. Meth, crack, weed, LSD, bath salts, PCP, cocaine, X, etc.
These are a few of my favorites.
Now this might seem a bit much, but you might have to ask yourself,
Yeah.
this, how in the hell will I not be this crazy without these happy tools? Yours truly, Ding the Ghost Dog.
You can share in our pain.
Gil, I have to ask, who did your hair? It's a little emote with
Yeah,
big
I.
eyes.
The
there's
wig
a
store.
In the thing. If it makes you feel any better, you read
Careful.
it right.
Yeah,
That's what it says.
that is exactly.
What nobody realizes really before this is that this entire exercise is about making you guys realize what we go through each week, because he read that right. That's actually what this says, and I, the addiction thing, that really all the drugs explains an awful lot actually.
I love
Let's
drugs.
see. Let's review.
Okay.
How in the hell would he not be this crazy without these happy tools?
More of them. Wait, no less. Wait, no more.
So, what are you thinking for advice for this person?
Me?
Yes. No, halfway.
Thinking?
He's
Smoky, go.
asking, how would he not be crazy without them?
Yes.
He would not be crazy without them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And Keo, he has to ask, who did your hair?
We have audience.
Okay.
You better work. Work.
How is he still alive if he's on all of this?
Yeah.
Would you really call it living?
He's like a walking pharmaceutical counter at this point.
That costs almost as much as actually buying anime.
Or furry art.
I would just like to recite a quote from the movie Talladega Nights.
No.
If you're not first, you're last. So do all the drugs you want. I mean,
The use of fuzzy logic do not necessarily reflect those of Tiny Bunny Boy.
Ever.
yippee-ki-yay.
Danny,
Uh-oh.
what have I told you about saying things?
What are you talking about first and last? You could be second, third, fourth. Hell, you could even be fifth.
The finishing of the quote.
Well done, sir.
Right then.
So that happened.
It did.
Yeah.
So we have a query. Rise,
You got a question?
stand and deliver
Please, come.
your money or your
Yes.
life.
America.
Speak.
Again, you are.
Ralathar Renars.
Again.
Your turn.
Apologies.
We'll forgive you.
In my opinion, from working in the bar industry for a while, drugs and alcohol do not create parts of yourself, but rather bring them out. If you already have them,
you can learn to bring them out yourself without the use of drugs.
Yes.
It's just a question of learning how to.
Here's the thing. Mostly what drugs do is lower your inhibitions. The problem that a lot of people don't get about using drugs and alcohol to lower your inhibitions is that you don't get to choose which ones of those get lowered. Some of those, they're for a reason.
Yeah.
And in the process, they damage your body.
That too.
Yeah.
This is crack.
This is what this
It is
what
not
happened.
cool. It is dangerous. Doing it once could kill you.
And doing it twice makes you the boyfriend.
I don't know what you talk about, you crazy.
Oh girl, you so cray cray. Why you wheeling in my hood?
I can't help it. Tina loves me.
So, do we want to go ahead and move on to the next email?
Oh god, yes. Yes.
Who wants to
right
read
now.
it? We got Lone Tigs volunteering the lady next to him.
Ah, you bastard!
Alright.
Rise.
Hold on to that. Yeah, it wasn't mine. Let's say I didn't read my own.
Now kill her.
No, I'm serious.
It's a relatively short one.
Bricks.
Greetings,
Okay,
I'm
wait,
Manta
whoa,
Cat.
whoa,
This
whoa.
is my first furry fiesta.
You need names.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
My name is
Okay,
Manta
wait.
Cat. Yeah, okay, there we go. Addiction, one of the reasons I failed college, because I discovered Second Life. At the same time, I discovered the wonder of movies and college student activities. Honestly, I could count the number of parties I didn't attend. Not the drinking kind, the community college kind that were sponsored by or raising money for a certain class.
Cool.
Lately, I'm addicted to YouTube and fighting crazy Christians that are trying to keep us gays down.
All of them.
I'm a former Boy Scout, and they are thinking about letting gays in after much pressure. The Christians don't want us in there. Enough said. Rio Fox. P.S. By Linkin Park selling out, I mean they changed their sound completely from what made them great.
Well, to be fair, I don't think a lot of people want anything up in there.
I love things up in there.
Well, that's you.
Yeah.
I feel
He
like
can attest to this.
I feel like it's important to mention that I know some very reasonable, very good Christian people who don't have a problem with gays at all. This is it's not a Christ thing, honestly. If you really, really get down to it, most of the people that have problems with gay people have problems with it because it's icky. And that's why I don't particularly support any, I don't even take the whole, well, that's your viewpoint, entitled to it. No, it's you're trying to force your opinions on me. God, I'm reminded of one dude. Did I mention this before? The dude who was like, "Oh, I wish I was gay." Oh, seriously, guy on a Skype chat I was with, like, "I wish I was gay. They have it so good," and I'm just like, "Bitch,
What?
you be tripping." So let me get this straight: gay kids are bullied to death
Literally.
on a frequent basis. I can't marry. I'm one of the few minorities it's still okay to be prejudiced against in this country. And I have advantages? What?
Okay.
I mean, aside from being fabulous, but I mean, that's really less of a gay thing and more of a me thing. I mean, if I didn't have fabulous, look what would happen. But,
Gay, caught ya.
yeah. So, it's not a Christian thing. Christians, isn't it in the Bible, love thy neighbor
Yeah.
in the butt?
Punch
I
that.
mean, wait,
I
no,
think you
that's
missed
the
the
other
thing there.
As for the Boy Scout thing, is it a private club?
Yes.
No, it's got funding from, don't they actually have some
They
government
don't,
funding?
Hold on, I can solve this real easy. Do they get funding from government
Yes.
sources?
Yeah.
Okay, then fuck that shit, they need to let gay people in.
Yeah, granted, if it's a private club or religious organization, then yes, they have the right to say that. At the same time, they don't, if that's the case, have the right to get government funding, and I'm pretty sure a lot of their other sponsors, like Intel will pull some funding too at some point.
Yeah.
After a certain point, you just have to say, you know what? Yeah, maybe you'll pull funding, but there's a certain question of right and wrong, and if you're a company that's going to pull funding from my organization, if I don't do something illegal, then you're just going to have to pull funding.
Well, no.
No, they'll pull funding if they don't
start letting.
if they maintain
Yeah.
this negative
That's
thing.
good then. Well, I don't know what I'm saying right now, so I'm very
Clearly.
tired.
None
I mean,
of us
for
know
God's
what we're
sake, it's
saying.
about
It's
midnight.
Friday.
Yeah. So
No, it's almost Saturday.
So does anyone have something to contribute for our last email? We have. You have not spoken yet. Yes.
Yes, you sir. With the
The,
little squishy fluffy in your pocket.
You're from like Israel, right? Japan? Antarctica. I'll get it eventually.
Lebanese.
I looked in a book called an atlas and I found a country called Germany. Is that where you're from?
No, it's Frankie.
I'm Avion from Australia.
Yay!
Sydney.
Hi.
Yay,
Yep.
hi.
You may remember him from previous years.
It's not really anything I wanted to say. Sorry, slowing down. It's not anything I wanted to say in particular to the subject. I just wanted to thank you all for the few times I've sent emails in and the advice. It's really helped, and thank you for the work.
You are very welcome.
Yes.
We are glad to help. That is why we exist.
How many people got stabbed?
By the way,
Oh,
awesome
no one?
accent.
No one got stabbed. We'll give it a minute. It is.
Also,
It's
I-
Australia. What's the point of stabbing people? They're gonna die anyway.
Fucking claws.
I'm terribly
spiders.
sorry if I made no sense when you met me in the elevator earlier. I still make no sense.
It's true.
It was fun.
That's her natural state of being. So we have another hand in the air
Behind me for reading or what?
for
excuse me.
wanting to contribute something
Quite a
before I
lot.
read the last email.
And yes, I did totally snag that from Nerdist. It's awesome.
Okay, come
I
on.
want to scare with the story. My vagina.
Yes, sir. What is your comment?
Hmm?
What is your comment? Question, comment, comment.
It's a funny story about an addiction I recently think I got over.
I like dick. Wait, what?
Well, this is a Dick Shun, so you can't have a
Oh,
Dick.
shut up.
Shun.
Anywho, let's let him talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Stratosphere Charlie,
Bye.
Hello.
and I have no idea how I got over this recent addiction. I have been a fingernail biter my entire life. And about 4 weeks ago, I stopped. I don't know how. However, there are advantages and disadvantages to stopping even a bad addiction. Advantage number one of having good fingernails, much more attractive hands.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
You
I
could
bet
be
they
a
don't
hand
hurt.
model.
The other advantage, much easier to scratch an itch on your shoulder.
I like shoulders.
Yeah.
The disadvantage, you have to be very careful when scratching the inside of your nose lest you cause a nosebleed.
Ouch!
I hit my brain.
Oh no, I can't do math.
I learned that the hard way,
Does
and
everything taste purple?
boy, that was not fun.
I bet not. Ow.
Believe me, I have actually struggled with nail biting my whole life myself, and there are disadvantages to not biting your nails, as it turns out. For instance, mine will flip backwards if I let them go for over,
Yes.
what, 2-3 days without flipping?
Yeah.
Anyway, I scared Keo. I'm happy.
Yay!
If you stop biting your nails, it's less likely you cut your dick.
I have to say, when he came up here and introduced himself and we all kind of said hello, it sounded like an AA meeting. Hi, I'm Stratosphere Tully. Hi, Stratosphere.
Hi, I'm
And
Stratosphere
Morphix
Tully, and
Anonymous.
I'm no longer an addict.
Hi.
Hi, girl.
I like bleeding.
Okay,
Well,
let's go ahead and read our email. We will
Yes.
take last
Last
thoughts
email.
after that. Yep.
Who wants to read the final email? Is it this
Let's
one?
read the final email.
This one over
I
here?
think we have a...
Okay.
Come on up.
Come on now!
You better work.
Okay.
And before we-
Igglybuff here is going to read our last email.
Does he still have to introduce himself?
Yes, he does.
Yes, because he introduced me wrong, of course. I
Yeah,
am
he is
Larry.
actually a Larry Fuckbeast. No relation.
Anyway, this is from Alex.
Yep.
Dear Fuzzy Logic, I don't think I've ever actually emailed you all. I've tweeted towards Istanbul as well as Smoke Scale. I also must say, Smokey, I am a guy in real life, and I'm bi, but I think you've got the most attractive voice of the cast. No homo.
You
First,
heard him out.
let's be on topic here. Then I can complain about my home life. Well, not really. My persona is pretty unique.
Well, I think so. She's 6'7" tall. She's a perm and makes a snow leopard and a Russian blue domestic cat.
So she's
The
kind of
one significant thing about her is the fact that she is riddled with bioluminescence, bio-glowy spots everywhere. Her main glow is on the bob of her tail. Back to the topic!
Yay!
On addiction, I face one specific devil of my existence, the essence of money and budgeting. I'm one of those poor sods, or luck ones, stuck with a condition that has been passed down my family. The condition is basically, I'm addicted to impulsively buying stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a specific hobby, but I can easily whittle away my paycheck into a matter of e-dust very easily.
Yeah.
So my mainly question is, how do I deal with this as well as dealing with my home life? I hope you fuzzies can help this poor kitty. Sincerely, Alex.
Yay! Everyone clap.
Yes,
Who else
we now
has
have
this-
the clap.
Guess who else has this impulsive buying condition? Stephen Fry.
I love jewelry.
That's not Stephen Fry, by
No,
the
no.
way.
But he does have this problem. He goes to stores like the Apple Store, various electronics stores, and ends up buying all sorts of electronics just because he thinks they're cool and takes them home and plays with them to see how well they work, and sometimes reviews them. But most of the time, he's just wasting money because he'll work with it for a few days and then put it away, unless it's something that he really, really, really likes.
Can I have some of the stuff in his closet?
I wish I could.
He's Stephen Fry, he can afford it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, the easiest way to start is by giving yourself a specific allowance to spend and sticking to that.
And then keeping the rest of it in a place where you can't get at it.
Yes.
Making it very liquid.
Difficult to reach. I know what you're talking about.
Crunchy.
Just put your money in the moose snuggle. It's fine.
No. Okay.
Disclaimer, please do not stick your money in the moose
Do
snuggle.
start by trying to set a budget for yourself. If you are truly compelled and or addicted, and this is a thing that can happen, then you might consider seeking some psychological help.
Yes.
An addiction to impulse spending is a real thing.
It is.
Oftentimes it stems from a sensation of a lack of value in your day-to-day life, a sensation that you are missing something, and sometimes it's not necessarily something that you can just work past. You sometimes do need some help with that. It can be anything from psychological to biochemical. That is not necessarily where you are now, but, and I see we've got the bass going. That is not necessarily where you are now, but it is a thing that could be your problem. Try the budget. If it fails, look into some help. So that's kind of the next couple of steps where I go with that.
Yeah.
So, other advice?
We covered it pretty good.
Okay.
Yep.
We do have one more thing before we actually end the show, if we're
Okay.
ready.
Yeah.
Keo.
Damn it! I thought they forgot.
Are we ready?
Now it's time for the word of the week.
It's a gangbang.
What's my word of the week?
I don't know what's your word of the week. That's a good riddle. What's in my pocket?
Oh, my word of the week is coitus.
Say that again?
Coitus. Wait. Yeah.
Is that a country over in the
Spell
Middle
it.
East?
Q-U-I-E-T-U-S.
Yeah.
Quiet.
What? Is it?
Yeah,
Quiet.
quiet.
I'm confused. Anyway, that's my word.
What's the death?
A discharge or acquaintance given on payment of sums due to clearing of accounts, a receipt. Yes, that. A discharge or release from life, death, or that which brings death. Final settlement or extinction.
It's Keo. You knew it'd be about discharge.
I like discharge.
And it is something that brings death.
I do.
Yeah.
I like
for the
the-
lucky ones.
I like setting
The
people on
rest
fire
of
with gasoline.
Most people just get the clap, really.
I need
So-
a flame for a vagina.
I hear they're developing them in Germany.
It's super effective.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I could make s'mores in my twat.
You know, I'm
That's
going
how
to
we
stop
do it.
hearing things now.
I am delicious.
Best you can do it in Japan.
And that's what makes me so nice.
So is there anything else we had?
You never hit a lady.
So, you're no lady, baby. So, does anyone have anything they want to contribute before we close the podcast?
We have a hand.
Okay, we have 2 hands.
Yay!
So both of you come on up.
And talk at the same time.
Each other.
Might fight.
He got there first.
Yeah, you got the
I do have one addiction.
And you are?
I'm Sharon.
Sharon again.
I find that if I go a few days without having any ice cream, I go kind of crazy.
Having a...
If I go about a few days without eating any ice cream, I go crazy.
Ah.
Minor addiction, but...
That's what we call a fat bitch moment.
Now, how much?
Well, yeah, you can tell because, I mean, for God's sakes.
Thankfully, I had some yesterday. I'll be fine.
That's good. That's
How
good.
much do you have to eat whenever you are struck by
Oh
the
god, a bowl and a half. At least.
Only a bowl and a half. You have to put like frosting in
Those
there
are big
too and mix
scoops.
it up.
Sprinkles, what the heck?
chocolate sauce, carrot
Ah.
rolls?
For those of you who couldn't hear her, let me rephrase. Only a bowl and a half. You have to put frosting on that shit.
And if I'm really feeling into it, strawberries.
Cool.
Pervert.
Here's the thing, you look like you weigh 80 pounds. What else do you actually
Yeah.
eat?
Nothing else.
You are smaller
he's,
than me.
He's
Whatever
naming that
I
because
am.
that's all he eats. Sometimes the not going crazy thing is because he doesn't eat anything else. So if he hasn't eaten that for a couple days, he hasn't eaten in a couple days.
I actually eat quite a lot and don't weigh that much. My sister hates me for this.
He's like Honey-chan.
Yes, oh my god, he's
Who here has
Honey-chan.
seen Or on High?
Oh God.
He's like Honey-chan.
He is. This is where I tell the skinny boy to sit on down.
Are you a martial arts master?
Sadly, no.
You could be.
That's a shame.
Oh, sit your mouth on down.
reality.
Let's get a pudding box. Let the baby up in there talking the business. Pudding box.
I'm Denny Bunny Boy.
Hello. Really?
Again.
Hey.
I thought that I wasn't serious when I said that. I thought I would get a bit more laughs from that advice.
What?
Air quotes.
From the
From his earlier.
Yeah, the do all the drugs that you want, that thing.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
I love drugs.
Keo loves drugs.
I do.
Keo does love drugs. Keo is a drug.
Keo is.
When Keo dies, we're gonna grind him up and sniff him. We're gonna get so high.
I'm like one of those toads you lick and I get you.
I don't.
So it's no longer doing Kermit, it's doing Keo.
Can I unsee?
I am so sorry we did this.
Kyo, quit
Dude,
blowing
We
my
broke him.
Ouch.
No. Don't you touch me.
Oh, E.T. phone home now.
And that was your daily moment.
So okay, yeah.
Right, I think, let's stop this before it goes any further.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sakes. So this has been a live show. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Can I get some money for charity?
Always!
Bring it on up.
Now
Anyway.
stab your neighbors. What do we want? When do we want it?
We are fuzzy.logic.podcast@gmail.com. Do write in your emails, make the show go vroom. Unfortunately, it will be up to us to read them from here on in until our next live show. So
Can we have more live shows so they can read them?
probably.
I like it when they don't.
I'm anticipating doing
Wait.
one at OklaCon, but we never know how that goes because that's like what? Don't eat the microphone.
But it wants to be my
That's like
friend.
8 months away.
Kyo's been trying to blow that mic this whole time.
That's how I say hello.
Blow it
It's
somewhere.
true, it really is. By the way, line up afterward for anyway. So we are.
Didn't we just do
Keo.
No, we just did. We
You
are
did
Fuzzy
email
Logic
address.
Podcast. You
Oh,
look
we're Fuzzy Logic Podcast on iTunes. If you rate us, I love you. If you don't, I'll hate you. Then I'll come find you.
Are you quite done?
No.
We are Fuzzy Logic Cast on Twitter because pod is too long.
And we are Fuzzy Logic Podcast on For Affinity, which I don't remember how to actually get to.
So
podcast over.
With that, we're going to go ahead and say podcast over, and thank God.
Next week's topic?
Well, week after next, isn't it?
Yeah,
the
week
week
after
yes,
next.
we will not be doing a recording next week because there's a good chance that some of us will have con crud because that's how con work.
Yeah.
Our topic for the week after next is
you had mentioned hygiene.
hygiene. That's
Wash your
right.
hygiene.
Lord.
Keeping your ass clean. Wash your whole ass, wash your asshole. How to stop stinking.
To one of our earlier writers in, maybe have your roommates listen to this particular podcast.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Just blast it at
I'll just
maximum
play it
volume
real
through the
loud in
door
the
over and
background.
over and over again.
You know,
Get yourself a
ads
nice
saying-
PA system.
It'll be like a what's the post-hypnotic suggestion or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, I have doused her in Febreze and it doesn't change.
Wow.
anything.
And podcast is over. Okay, we stopped.
That's the power of pine salt.
So what do you guys think?